Sister Laila live. Sister Laila live. Weekly for the show at the hour. Ask Sister Laila live. Sister Laila, invite your friends and family. Get cozy. Ask Sister Laila.
Join us every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern for the Ask Sister Laila live call-in and answer show. Please join Ustada Laila Nashiba. If you have any questions in regards to this theme, call in at 862-370-2838. Now streaming on various platforms right here on Sunnahfollowers.
Call in. And by the way, what are you getting up here today? Let's talk about it.
Any other questions?
This is gonna be good.
Welcome to Ask Sister Laila Live.
And by the way, what are you getting up here today? Let's talk about it.
Wait a minute.
Time for the Ask Sister Laila live show.
This is
Lines
gonna
are
be
now
good.
open. 862-370-2838.
Okay, can everybody hear me now? I apologize for being a little late. I hope y'all can hear me. Ina alhamdulillah, wa salam ala wa rasulullah. I'd like to welcome everybody to the call-in to the Ask Sister Laila live show. And alhamdulillah, this is where we meet once a week, where you can type, and ask your questions about Islam, and inshallah I try to answer them for you. And again, for those of you who are on social media, if you're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, LinkedIn, Instagram, Rumble, all you have to do is type your question, and inshallah I should be able to see it. Or you can join our Zoom room at www.sunnahfollowers.net if you would like to ask your question on the microphone. Or you can go to the website at sunnahfollowers.net, and there's a chat box there. You can type your question there in the chat box, and inshallah I should receive it as well. So, those are the different ways that you can get your questions about Islam answered. So again, and also we have the phones too. You can call in on the WhatsApp phone line, which I don't have the number right now. I forgot. I think it's 870 or 876. Wait, now hold on. Let me give y'all the number. Hold on.
862.
862-370-2838. That's the call-in number. I'm gonna write it down here. That's the call-in number too, that you can call your questions in, or you can just use WhatsApp to call that number in too. So that's the number, 862-37. No, I got the wrong number there. Let me write it again. 862-370-2838. That's the number that you can call in and get that question answered. Let me write it down. Yeah, that's it. 862-370-2838. That's the call-in number. So that's how you can get your questions asked if you like to. or most people just type it on the screen because I can see on all the social media platforms. And I see I got a couple of questions here already from some of the new shahadas. Okay, let me read this. One of the new shahadas just typed here, Sister Laila, your lecture today was so moving and so right on cue. I've been thinking about death a lot lately, and I needed to hear that because, as you said, none of us live forever. And I have to admit that it is making me perform my prayers the way I'm supposed to, because I haven't been doing that since I converted, especially since praying is so simple to do the way you taught us with the words of remembrance. So thank you for that lecture. Oh, okay. Yes, what he's talking about too, guys. For those of you who are new shahadas, I mean, you have to learn the Fatiha, you have to learn the Tashahud, but until you learn the Fatiha, until you learn the Tashahud, all you have to do is when you're in each position, you say Allahu Akbar, Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, La ilaha illallah in each position. And that's what he's typing here. It's easy. Okay, he said, I've been very lazy. Shaitan gets to me and tells me excuses to not pray when I know I should. So now I've been praying better. Okay, and that's good, guys, because I want you guys to know, for the new shahadas, your personal jinn is angry because you saw the light and you've taken the first step to change the condition of yourself, which was by converting to this religion. So now your personal jinn is going to work harder to try to get you to go back to the lifestyle and the existence that you lived up until now. So you're going to have to be on guard against the whispers of your personal jinn. And he's going to make you lazy. He's going to make you come up with reasons to not pray, to not go to the mosque. If you a man, you brothers need to go to the mosque. You new Shahada brothers, y'all need to get to a masjid because you're going to need the support of other Muslims. And you're going to have to let go of all connections that you've had with non-Muslims. And that's for the women too. You're going to have to just cut those ties, cut all the ties with these non-Muslims that you've had, because your faith is not strong enough. You're not going to be able to resist the urges of your personal jinn. Seriously. Like Allah says in the Quran when he was speaking to the companions, your faith has not yet been developed. It's not yet there. I mean, it's not strong. It's you just converted. So don't put yourself in a situation that's going to bring about compromising your belief system. Okay, we have a question here on YouTube. Let me see if I can share this so I can read it. From Sister Nusaiba. She said, how does one obey one's parents? Does that include my parents telling me what to do in life, such as career choices, college? And would I be sinful in disobeying them? What are the limits? Okay, obedience to the parents is just like obedience to your husband, to your wife, and all of that. Okay? We only obey our parents and what Allah commanded us to obey them in. Okay? If your parents tell you to do something that contradicts what Allah says or contradicts our religion, our lifestyle, or if they tell you to do something that's going to compromise your relationship with Allah, then there is no obedience to them. Okay? And also, Sister Nusayba, how old are you? Are you a grown woman? And are you single? I need to know that as a Muslim woman. Or how old are you and are you single? So I can really answer your question, Nusayba. Okay, you're 22. Okay, as far as what to do in life, your mother and father can't make that choice for you. Because, first of all, you're a grown woman. Secondly, this is your life, not theirs. Islam teaches us to respect our parents. And I think what a lot of you guys confuse is respect and obedience. Allah commands us to reverence the womb that bore us, to respect our parents. But our parents can't tell us that you can't get married, for example. If you want to get married, you're 22. Your priority should be getting married, not going to school. And if you want to get married, okay, then you let your parents know, I don't want to go to college right now. I want to get married because this is something that Allah said is best for me. Okay? And then if you don't want to get married, if you do decide to go to college, that's your choice because this is your life. Your parents can't tell you what interest to develop. You know what your interest is. Okay? So we respect our parents and we obey them in the things that Allah commanded us to obey them in. But your parents don't run your life. Your parents can't tell you when to get married, when not to get married, what to take in college. That's not their decision. Because nowadays our parents are more concerned with college than they are marriage. And we have a lot of Muslim girls apostating. We got a lot of Muslim girls going to college and getting boyfriends, hooking up with kafir boys because their parents wouldn't let them get married. So, you don't obey them if it comes between your relationship with Allah, your faith, your practice of this deen. You respect them, but obedience is something else. And once you get married, obedience is not to them, it's to your husband. Okay, so that's your decision. What you want to take in college, that's your choice, not your parents. And whether you want to get married or go to college, that's your decision, not theirs. And Allah knows best. Okay, because you're a grown woman. You're held accountable for your own sins, your own life now. Respect your parents. But you're held accountable for your choices. They're not. Okay? And that's something we need to think about. We putting all this emphasis on going to college. Y'all need to get these girls married and get your sons married too, because we have a very high apostasy rate amongst the Muslim youth, especially living in the West. So many of our sons are not practicing the deen. And so many of our daughters are not either, because we put priority on this dunya instead of on their hearts, their iman. So you parents need to get that together. Emphasize marriage with your children to save their souls from the hellfire. And then they can go to college when they marry. Okay? Allah knows best. Any questions in the Zoom room?
Yeah, you have a question here. Once married, do we have to make ghusl after oral sex?
No. Next question. Not for the, yes, for the man, yes. And for the woman, yes. Who asked that question? Is that a Muslim in there asking that question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. It was me.
Yes. Okay, next question.
Next question is, how is the travel prayer for Duhur and Asr performed? 2 rakats for Duhur and 2 rakats for Asr, right?
If you're shortening, whenever we shorten the prayers, we only shorten the 4 rakat prayers. So if you're shortening due to traveling, then the 4 rakat prayers would become 2 rakats. Everybody understand that? Yes, and remember we talked about that as far as that question. It threw me. That's why I had to do a double take, because we usually don't get those type of questions. So let me talk about that answer a little bit more. Remember we talked about when I'm doing a series on salat, on prayer. Remember when we talked about purification? Whenever a man or a woman ejaculates, and you can see the ejaculation, what do? Remember that? That was on the quiz I did on purification. You have to take a ghusl. Remember that, people? Whenever you ejaculate, even if it was a wet dream, and you wake up and notice and can see it, then that's when you take a ghusl. So that should answer those type of questions too. All right. Okay. Yes, exactly. Sister, exactly. You remember. Good job. Exactly. Exactly. Good job, Kimmy. Oh, wow. The new Shahadas, remember that. Exactly. So if you can see it, the traces and the evidence is there, then yes, you take a ghusl. And y'all can read in between the lines on any other questions like that. Okay, next question. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, you can type it. If you want to use the mic, join the Zoom room. Oh, let me put the, you guys can see that www.sunnahfollowers.net, right? Let me see if I can put it all together. Let me do it this way. If you want to come in, 862-370-2838 or www.sunnahfollowers.net. Okay, I'm gonna put it up here like this, and let me make it sticky so you can see it. See that? Let me click it there, and that's YouTube, Twitch. Here's Facebook. Yeah, and I'll put it like that. Now, can you see that? Yeah, so if you want to use the microphone, you can join the Zoom room. That's the link. And if you want to call in and use the phone, that's the that's the link for the number for the phone. And I'll just, put it sticky so that way you guys can see, keep it there. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Okay, the sister here is typing, why is it that men are always talking about makeup, that we can't wear makeup? Sister, I don't know, because men are stupid. What can I say? I don't know. But remember, I want you guys to remember, anytime anyone tells you that something is haram, they have to bring the nas, the clear nas. That means the clear verse. And what's meant by clear? That means it has to be a verse from Allah that says whatever the thing is haram. Or there must be an authentic hadith from the Prophet saying that whatever the thing is haram. So if I'm going to tell you that it's haram to eat pork, I have to bring the clear verse from the Quran where Allah says it is forbidden to eat pork. It cannot say a black crow flew in the sky and it came down dead with the Game of Thrones, and that means pork is haram. No, it has to clearly say pork is haram. Or there must be a hadith that says it. So keep that in mind, because you new shahadas, you're going to hear a lot of people saying that things are haram. That's not in Islam. Most things are lawful. As the Prophet Muhammad said, most things in life are lawful. The things that Allah doesn't mention are all lawful. Allah doesn't mention nothing about makeup, nothing at all. So that means it's lawful. The Prophet Muhammad didn't mention anything about women wearing makeup. So that means it's lawful. And his wives wore makeup. The women have been wearing makeup since Allah made Eve. You will find many hadiths of the wives wearing kohol. What is kohol? Eyeliner. What's henna? Henna's makeup. So I don't know why men say that, because they're ignorant. So just they'll tell you that it's haram to wear makeup, but they'll tell you that it's okay to go out the house looking like Cardi B. Just put a hat on. They'll tell you it's okay to wear blue jeans, tight fitting blue jeans. It's okay to put a hat on. It's okay to show your body. Just don't wear makeup. That's how backwards people are. So that's why it's important to learn your religion from the proper sources. Be careful who you take your knowledge from. And if they don't give the clear proof, just smile and keep it moving. Because I'm here to tell you, you're going to hear that everything is haram, because these are the days of fitan. They'll tell you it's haram to eat cheese. It's haram to drink milk. But they'll tell you it's lawful to smoke marijuana. See how twisted we are. Okay. Any other questions in the Zoom?
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about buying a shower curtain, and it had some birds on it, but I was like, I don't know if I can have this in the bathroom. So,
okay,
am I allowed to have a shower curtain with birds on it?
We have the hadiths from Sahih Bukhari and Muslim. We have an hadith from Amir ibn al-As. Amir ibn al-As came to the mosque and he had a shirt on. And it had pictures on it of an animal or something. And another companion came to him and said, Astaghfirullah, you can't wear pictures of anything that has a soul. And Amir ibn al-As said, didn't the Prophet said, unless it's defaced, unless it's on fabric, because it's defaced? And then the companion said, you right, I stand corrected. So there is nothing wrong with you having pictures of animals on your curtains and all of that, because they're fabric and they're defaced. There's nothing wrong with having pictures of animals on your carpet, because we walk on it. It's fabric, it's defaced. The hadith in Sahih Bukhari, where Aisha, radiyallahu anha, took down the curtains. She had made some curtains out of that had birds on them. She didn't take them down because the Prophet said they were haram. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that they distracted him. The curtains, the colors were so bright that it distracted him when he was praying. So she took the curtains down, cut them up, and made cushions out of them. Cushions for a chair so they could sit on it. Okay, so as long as they're curtains or they're on fabric, there's nothing wrong with that. And Allah knows best. That's why we have to be careful. And then when people do tell you stuff is haram, they have to understand the hadith. Y'all be careful of that, because you will find a lot of Muslims that'll throw up a hadith like that and say Aisha got rid of her curtains. No, she didn't get rid of them. She made cushions out of them, number one. And the Prophet didn't tell her it was haram. He said they distracted him. And also, he made her take them down because remember, when the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam married his wives, he had one condition as part of his contract. His condition was that they denounce the finer things of life. And that's one of the issues Aisha had. She was young. Remember, none of the Prophet's wives were poor. They all came from rich backgrounds. Her father, Abu Bakr, was wealthy. Aisha liked nice things. And the Prophet used to tell her a lot, Aisha, you are my wife. And I'm trying to show the people that we shouldn't succumb to the nicer things of life, although they're lawful. He said, but it's not good for me. I'm a prophet. So he told her, take those curtains down. They're distracting, number one, when I pray. And number two, you're my wife. I don't want the people to think that we're off into the life of this world. So that's why she took those curtains down that had the pictures of the birds on them. And she made cushions out of them so they could sit down. The people could sit on them. So be careful of that too. A lot of people do not know the history or the meaning of those hadiths, and they'll twist them around. And Allah knows best. Any other questions in there? Yes, sister. If you got a bedspread, yes, you have a bedspread that has elephants on it, that's okay because it's fabric. It's defaced, as Umar radiallahu anha said, and Ibn Umar, it's defaced. Yes. But as far as buying a picture of an elephant, hanging it up on your wall, that's something different. That's putting it on display. That's not defaced. That's something different. And Allah knows best. And no statue. Right. If there was a statue of an elephant in your house, no statues on display, no pictures on display, but cloth. Like Ibn Amir, Amir Ibn al-As said, cloth is defaced. Exactly. Yeah, the religion is easy, like she said. And once you learn it, if you learn Islam correctly, it's not a hard way of life. Islam is not oppressive. Exactly. It's all about learning it correctly. Good job, Brother Timothy. Okay, Brother Timothy is asking, is that hadith similar to the other one where the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam had a shirt and gave it to Umar and told him to take it to his brother because it distracted him. Good job. Exactly. Somebody had given the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam a striped shirt as a present. The Prophet said it distracted him from his prayers. So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave it to a slave. That one is he gave it to a slave. Now the one you're talking about with Umar's brother. This was a shirt made of silk because it's haram or it's forbidden for men to wear silk. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, silk is forbidden for the men of my nation, but not the women. So somebody had given the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam a silk shirt as a gift. The Prophet gave it to Umar radiallahu anha. This is before Umar's brother converted to Islam. And he told him, Umar, give this to your brother who's a non-Muslim, because silk is forbidden. So that's the one about the silk. That was Umar. The other one was another companion had given the Prophet a striped shirt, and the stripes distracted him when he was praying. And that hadith, both of those hadiths you'll find in Sahih Muslim. Yeah. Good memory, Brother Timothy. I'm proud of you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was a prophet of Allah, and he denounced this world. If the Prophet wanted to, he could have been the richest man on earth. If he wanted to, he could have lived in a castle, but he chose to live a life of simplicity because he was a prophet of Allah. He wanted the people to not look at him as being better than them or above them or any of that. So he shunned off this world. And every wife he married, all his wives were rich women, came from rich backgrounds. And he told every single one of them, you have to give up the finer things in life. If you want to marry me, I'm not going to give you the finer things of life, because I'm a messenger of Allah and I'm setting an example. Okay? And a lot of Muslims don't understand that. He chose to be rich, to be poor. The Prophet was poor by choice. And his wives were poor by choice. They came from rich families, including Aisha, radiallahu anha. Yes. Any questions in Zoom? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the brother here is asking, so the war that's going on in the world is from Allah? Yes. Nothing happens, not even a leaf falling from the tree, unless Allah wills it. And this is something that we Muslims as a ummah have to accept, that nothing good or nothing bad happens unless Allah allows it, unless Allah wills it. There is no power, there is no strength, there is no might in anything except Allah. If Allah wanted to stop the war, he would stop it. Okay? The war is not gonna stop. I'm sorry, people, y'all have to wake up. Anybody that's thinking that this war, first of all, this war did not begin with Gaza. This war began long time ago with Bush, the Bushes. This war has been going on for quite some time with Afghanistan, Bosnia, Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, Africa. This war has been happening. And this is the war against Islam. This is the first of the greater signs of the last hour. Everything has led up to this. Everything has played out as the prophet said it would. And this war is doing nothing but spreading. And eventually it will impact the entire earth. As the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, there will be not one area on this earth that will not experience this war. So it's doing exactly what Allah said it would do. It's spreading And the prophet said it will begin in the east. He said any and all fitna, all trials that impact us collectively as a nation will begin in the east, will begin with Syria and Iraq in that direction. And it will make its way across the entire earth. So we just have to accept the reality that Allah is in control, that Allah speaks the truth, and what you Muslims need to do instead of running around like chickens without a neck, questioning Allah and his decree. What y'all need to do is what the prophet said to do when this happens. He said, if you live to see war, because remember, he and his companions were always at war. War is nothing new. He said, if you live to see war, fall back on La ilaha illallah, your aqidah, and ask yourself, what have you done? Or what are you doing to cause Allah to send it? Because Allah says that he sends war whenever we transgress his limits, whenever we violate La ilaha illallah. And I'm sorry, like the lecture I gave today, the simple fact that people convert to Islam and decide what they're going to practice and what they ain't shows that our belief system is tainted. You're looking for somebody to excuse you from practicing this religion. That shows that you are deserving, that we as a nation are deserving of everything that Allah sends, including his war. So yes, this is a reality. Allah's in charge, bro. Not you, not me. And Allah sends everything, good and evil. He's in control, not man. And until you Muslims accept that reality, until we as a nation accept the reality that Allah's in control, not America, not the LGBTQ rainbow team, not Israel, not the kings. Until we accept that he's in control, this war is going to continue until it's impacting you and me too. And that's the reality. And Allah knows best. Any questions in Zoom? Yeah, the Zoomers ain't got no questions, evidently. Okay, here's a question here from Sister Khadijah. Oh, this is on Twitch. Okay, Khadijah on Twitch. She says, I know we're not. Oh, I can finally share Twitch. Sometimes this streaming program works and sometimes it don't. Now I can share it. She said, I know we're not supposed to go without talking to each other, as kinship is important in Islam. But I have a sister who likes to just stop talking just because. Is there anything I should do? I try to say hi, but she doesn't seem to want to respond. Okay, what Islam forbids us from doing, Khadijah, is cutting the tie of kinship. We cannot break the tie of kinship. Does that mean not talking? No. What does it mean to break the tie of kinship? To break the tie of kinship means to sever the relationship. She's no longer my sister. I'm no longer her sister. I have nothing to do with her. She has nothing to do with me. To you, her be her way, and to me be mine. That's severing the tie of kinship. We cannot get angry at a relative, and because of that, I'm going to cut it. You're no longer of me, and I'm no longer of you. That's breaking the tie of kinship. Not calling somebody every day has nothing to do with breaking the tie of kinship. I got relatives, my oldest brother. I haven't seen him in 25 years, but I have not broken the tie of kinship. I've only spoken to him 3 times in those 25 years, but I haven't broken the tie of kinship. It's just that life goes on and people get tied up. People do things. People get into their lives. So to break the tie of kinship means to have nothing, to disown your family, to have nothing to do with them. If they call you because they need something from you, you say they don't exist. That's what we are forbidden from doing in Islam. You don't have to call your sister on the phone every day and talk to her. Okay? If she don't want to talk, maybe she got some mood issues. Sometimes we don't want to be bothered. If I don't want to be bothered, I don't answer my phone. Y'all know that. I block people and keep it moving. Sometimes people want to be by themselves to ponder life. But severing a tie means to cut it off, to disown, to have nothing to do. Y'all understand that? And Allah knows best. Well, she don't have to talk in the house. Maybe she don't like talking. You understand? The simple fact that she lives with you means that you have not cut the tie of kinship. To cut the tie of kinship means you kick her out of your house and you tell her that she doesn't exist. You tell her that she's dead to you. That's cutting the tie of kinship. You don't have to speak to her every day. I ain't spoke to my brother in 25 years. I got another brother I just saw recently. I hadn't talked to him in 20 years either. Some families just ain't close. But you will be there if the person needs you. If I need something, that's different. Some people just are like that. That's not cutting the tie. She lives with you, so you're not cutting the tie with her. She just don't want to be bothered. She wants to be left alone. Yeah. She's having a moment. Yeah. Yeah. The sister here said that makes sense because she said, sometimes I want to be left alone. I don't want nobody sitting up in me. Yeah. We just want to be left alone. But if you need something, you know that they'll be there. Just call my name and I'll be there. Just call my name. I'll be there. You get it, Tiba? She probably asleep.
No, I'm not asleep. I hear you.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, Sabrina.
I have put on a new patch today and it made me sleep the whole day.
Oh, they gave you some new high blood pressure patches?
And this was different because these are black.
How do you feel? You feel good?
The other ones were red.
Oh, but you feel good, right?
I felt sleepy all day.
Oh, and if it's too strong, let the doctor know. Let him know.
Yeah, I think it's too strong because it's black, and the other ones were red, and they weren't as strong.
You sound good. You don't.
Yeah, that's because I slept the whole day.
Oh, yeah, I'm saying you don't sound high. No, you don't sound lethargic. But if you slept the whole day, that might be too much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Call your doctor, let them know that these are making you sleep too much.
Yeah, and there was things I wanted to do, needed to do, and I didn't do them because I couldn't get out of bed.
Subhanallah. Well, yeah, that's too strong then. Let me see. I see the phone clear. See if somebody sent a message here. Is Mina on there? Sunnahfollowers opened the voice chat. Is Mina here? I see somebody open the voice chat, whatever that means. Oh, no, that's somebody. I don't know what that is. Who is this?
Do you know what happened?
Who is this person? Somebody from Pakistan. What is this? No, what happened, Sabrina?
Did you hear about Whoopi Goldberg?
What happened to Whoopi? What happened to Whoopi Goldberg?
She passed.
Whoopi Goldberg is dead?
Yeah.
How did she die?
Really?
What happened? Y'all heard about that? Whoopi Goldberg, the color purple?
Yes. Her.
How did she die?
You know, it's this name they have. I'm gonna look it up because it's some kind of illness. I've never heard of it before, and that's what she died from.
Wow, I didn't know about that. Whoopi Goldberg, no.
I think we used to seeing her.
Yeah, she got that show that she does too, don't she? That talk show.
And it's no more.
Girl.
They said that she was fired from there.
Okay, well, for those Muslims that we were talking about earlier today, y'all see how death in the blink of an eye. Whoopi Goldberg.
I thought about it.
Whoopi Goldberg is gone today. Y'all see that? All the money, all the color purple. Couldn't stop that angel of death from coming, could he? Whoopi Goldberg. She ain't even have time to shade them dreads out her head. See that? Death can come in the blink of an eye. Are you ready for it? You want to go naked like she went without a shahada? Like she went without her with them dreadlocks?
She's not dead. Like
yeah, she's not dead. I just Googled it. She's not dead.
Yeah, I just Googled it too. She ain't
How
dead.
come they said it then?
Nowadays,
Because people like to lie. That's why.
Yeah.
this is like the second or third time that somebody said that she was dead. So I was just listening because I was.
Yeah, she's not dead.
Why would they say that? And it was some weird kind of illness.
Now she's not dead.
Well, she better convert to Islam before that angel of death come. You know she got some Muslims in her family. Y'all know that, right? She got some Muslims in her family. Maybe she'll convert before she kick that tub, that bucket. Get them dreads cut off.
What was that talk show she had?
The View. Okay, yeah, Brother Dahoud, do I organize Umrah trips? No, I'm a woman. No, we don't do nothing. And none of the, no, Sheikh Atlee, he retired from that too. No Umrah trips here, but there's a lot of people that do Umrah trips. Brother Dahoud, there's a lot of people that do Umrah trips. You can find them. Just Google them. Wow.
What?
How old is Whoopi Goldberg? Is she my age?
She was 69.
Oh, she older than me. Oh, okay. She your age, Sabrina.
Yeah.
Speaking of death, Layla Bell, I was just thinking about when you was talking about paradise and how you said that we can look down at the unbelievers as they was in the hellfires or whatever. Will they be able to look up and see us as well?
Wait a minute, hold on. Here we go, guys. Let's see who this is. Hello? Okay, this is somebody in Pakistan calling me, some brother. What is he calling for? Where's Mina? Mina, are you taking the phone calls?
Mina was at the dentist. I don't know if she's still there.
Okay, she probably is. Okay, I don't know who that is, but whoever he is, I'm gonna block him because he's calling and he's not. When I go to answer, he hangs up. I'm gonna block him. Because I'm going to tell you guys, don't call me up trying to ask no age, sex, location questions. Because I'm not into that. I'm a dyer. I call it disrespect. Any man that tries to call me on the phone. Okay. And I don't deal with third world countries. Hello. Upscale. I ain't down. Okay. Yeah, but you were saying about the paradise. Yes, the people, they will be able to see us who mock them. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, and we're going to talk about that, guys. That's one, in fact, that's one of the best things about paradise. The people of paradise will enjoy, will have fun picking out the people in hell that used to ridicule us and saying, that's the person that did this to me. That's the person that did that. And you'll be able to yell at them, down at them, and say, what do you think now? Who's got the last laugh down? They'll be able to see you mocking them. Yes. They'll know exactly who you are. Mm-hmm. It's called poetic justice. Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, okay then.
You know I'm gonna have fun with that. Who's the rough one now? Who's the rude person now? Yeah, any other questions? Go ahead. Yeah, type them on the screen. Yes. Yes, Brother Timothy, exactly. Remember, we talked, and I'm going to do that whole series on paradise. We are the only nation that will be divided into 3 groups. We are the only nation that will be divided into 3 groups. For the other people that came before us, it's just 2. Either they going to paradise or they going to hell. And the only ones going to paradise are the ones that were with those prophets. They don't have the sinful group. There is no sinful group for them, Brother Timothy. So when you hear people say, oh, there will be some Christians in paradise, no, there will be no Christians in paradise. There will be no Jews in paradise. The people of paradise are Muslim. They are people who submitted to Allah. That's what Muslim means. And the people that were with Jesus and who submitted to his way, to what he came with, they will be in paradise. Those people who were with Moses, who submitted to what he came with, they will be in paradise with Moses. Those who were with Solomon and submitted to what Solomon came with, okay? The rest of them are of the left hand. They're unbelievers and they will be in the hellfire. That's it. But for our nation, we will have the sinful Muslims. And who are the sinful Muslims? They are the ones who believed in Allah, who never disbelieved in him, and they never associated partners with him. They will have to do some time in hell because they died upon a sin, but they will eventually be forgiven. You understand, Timothy? That's the 3rd group for us. But the key is you have to have believed in him. That means if you one of them women going around talking about you don't think it's fair that we have to cover up, I'm sorry, you ain't in that group. That's an unbeliever. The unbelievers are the people who deny Allah's laws. They deny Allah's commands. They avoid his laws. They avoid his commands. They disbelieve in his lordship. What does that mean? They disbelieve that he's the creator of good and evil. They disbelieve that nothing happens unless he wills it. They disbelieve in paradise. They don't believe in the punishment of the hellfire. You see, I'm giving y'all examples, and that's what we were speaking about, the sins of disbelief. Now, if you die upon one of those, I'm sorry, you're an unbeliever. You're going to be in hell forever. You ain't coming out. You have the left hand. You're going to be in hell in that grave, and that's where you're going to stay. But the sinful Muslims who didn't die upon a sin of disbelief or association, that's different. You understand now, Timothy? Yes. Alhamdulillah. Yes, and we're going to talk about that. You have to train your heart to submit. That's what I was talking about today. We have to train our souls to submit to Allah. Make yourself love what Allah loves and hate what he hates. Hate is a part of faith. You have to hate what Allah hates, and he hates everything that he made haram. He hates everything that he said is bad and dirty. So you have to train your soul to hate those things too. You have to hate being naked publicly. Do you sisters get it? It should make you angry to see women who call themselves Muslims walking around with their with clothes on, but you can still see the shape of their body. You can still see the skin except for their face and hands. That should make you angry. That's a sign of hating what Allah hates and loving what he loves. You understand? That's why I have to come down hard on you women about covering your bodies, because Allah hates nakedness. He hates that. Okay? That's sinful. Okay, another question here. She says, Sister Laila, you spoke about the punishment of what happens for those women who do not cover up. Are there other things you can tell us like that too, for different sins, the punishments? Yes, I'm going to go over that, some of that stuff with you guys. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam did tell us the punishments for certain sins. Lying, you have your face ripped off. Okay, suicide, you'll be doing it over and over and over and over again in the hellfire. Not wearing a hijab, not covering up, you're going to be in a boiling hot cauldron with fornicators, backbiters, and slanderers. Hold on. This is this man here. Hello? Do you have a question? Yes. Are you calling for the Q&A show?
Their online Quran teaching, their Quran teacher.
Oh, no, we're not interested in any Quran teachers. We have enough here to do it for free. Yeah. Okay, so have a good day. Assalamu alaikum. Block him. Pakistan. Did y'all block him for the call? Okay. A Quran teacher can't even speak English. All right, so yes, backbiting and slander. The punishment is that they will be drinking the pus and the blood and the filth of the fornicators in the hellfire. Yeah, so yes, I'll go over that with you guys. There's the Prophet did tell us the punishments for a lot of sins. And he did it to scare you, so it will encourage you to stop doing them. Yes. Okay, sister here says, I believe in polygamy. It's good and clean, but I just don't partake. Yeah, that's fine. You know, polygamy is not an obligation in Islam. Nowhere does Allah say that a woman has to participate in it. In fact, Allah says in the Quran, if you fear that your husband will not be just with you, then you don't have to, you tell him no, that you don't want it, you ain't going to be a part of it. Let you go. Nothing's wrong with that. It's if you say that polygamy is bad, like a lot of you sisters do. There's a lot of you sisters that say polygamy is bad, that polygamy is dirty. Astaghfirullah, how dare you say that anything Allah made lawful is bad and dirty? But that's your prerogative. You know, if you don't want to do polygamy because you know that your husband can't do it right, or it could be bad for you. Because polygamy is not for everybody. Polygamy is not an obligation in Islam. It's not even a pillar. Polygamy is not a pillar of Islam. It's not a pillar of faith. It's not a pillar of obligation. It's nothing. It's just a right that a man has. And just like a man has rights, you do too. You have the right to say no can do. Like Fatima, the wife of Ali, the Prophet Muhammad's daughter. She said no can do. So Ali didn't marry Abu Jahl's daughter. In fact, Ali didn't marry nobody until after she died, because she was a no can do woman. So that's different. Okay. Here's another question. Is it true that Allah will drag the non-believers by their faces to hell? Not just the non-believers, Muslims too. The hypocrites, those people who claim to be hypocrites. They claim to be Muslims, but they were really hypocrites. They will be in the lowest level of the hellfire. The angels, not Allah. Allah will have the angels drag them by their faces and throw them in hell. The hypocrites, also people who lie, people who cheat. So that's another one of the punishments. One of the punishments is that the angels will drag you by your face and throw you in hell, depending on what the sin was. So we're going to talk about that. Some of the sins fall in that category. Some of the sins fall in the category of being dragged by your face. Lying on the prophet, lying on Allah, saying that something is haram when it's not. The punishment is you'll be dragged by your faces through the hellfire. Lying on Allah, lying on the prophet. That's why we have to be careful using the word haram. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay. Yeah, I'm checking this to see. I don't think I got that. Him. Yes, and I got your question, sister. I see it. Yeah, Mina's at the dentist. Okay, the sister here just typed to ask me, is it okay for her? Okay, she's a new Shahada and she's learning Arabic. And she learns from a man on WhatsApp. No, this ain't lawful. Y'all heard what happened down in Texas. No. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said it is not lawful for a man and woman to be alone without a third party, even to learn the Quran. Y'all see what done happened with the woman that was learning the Quran from a dude down there in Texas. No. You should not be alone with a man who is not a mahram to you, not even to learn the Quran. And most of those brothers from those third world countries, that are teaching you the Quran, they looking for a green card to America. New shahadas, beware. Shahada alert. Those brothers, like the one that just called here, from those third world countries, they say that they can teach you the Quran. I teach you how to say Allah's name, and they can't even speak English. They looking for green card to America. You can learn how to read the Quran for free right here in America. Most mosques have classes teaching you how to read the Quran. Go to your local mosque and join their class. We have a class here too. Mondays and Thursdays. You can learn how to read the Quran. Brother Malik will start you off with the alphabet for free. And you're not alone. All right? Yeah, so don't do that, sister. Plus, those brothers are looking for they looking for green cards. They want to get over here to America. No, don't do that. Questions in Zoom? And by the way, guys, please support this Dawah effort. I meant to ask for donations earlier today. I think we got $400 in our account. I can't remember. But the Zoom ain't came out yet. It's the holiday. Yeah, so please support this Dawah effort. Yeah, go ahead. Type your question, sister. Yes, that's true. Okay, the sister here is asking me, is it true that her cousin is not a person she can be with? Yes, that's true. You can marry your cousins in Islam, although we don't do that here in America because it's not part of our culture here. But your cousins are not mahrams to you. So that's true. You cannot. What is this? Okay, she's asking me, can she live with her cousin? She said she lives with her cousin. Okay, he's not a mahram to you, so you shouldn't be alone with him. Okay, she said it's him and his sister. Okay, that's better. That's him and his sister. Y'all are all three cousins living together. Okay, but make sure that you wear hijab around him. You have to cover your body around him. And don't be alone in the house with him. If your female cousin is not there, then you can't be there with him. You understand? Yes. Even though you grew up together, I know. We look at cousins like being our brother. I know, but still, you have to respect the laws of Allah. So you wear hijab around him, cover up around him. That's how I do too. Heck, my stepsons, even though my stepsons are mahrams to me, my stepsons, I cover up whenever they come around. They don't see me. Yeah. But yes, just cover up around him and don't be alone in the house with him. Make sure that your female cousin's there with you. Okay? And Allah knows best. Yeah, it's for your protection. Exactly, Sister Sandra. Allah makes the laws for our protection. Hanky panky always leads to stanky. So Allah prevents hanky panky, so there's no stanky. You've heard of kissing cousins. There's a lot of them. Go to Kentucky. Yeah, Kentucky, everybody's related. Southern Ohio too. Yeah. Any questions in Zoom? Okay. All right, guys. Well, alhamdulillah, we had some pretty good questions here. If y'all don't have any more, then I'm going to try to end early today. Tomorrow, yes, we have, you know, I sent the sister a question. Tomorrow we have Dr. Asim's class at 4. And we have my class on the sins of disbelief at 6:30. And also tomorrow I'll be doing a class on marriage too. The class on marriage in Islam tomorrow, inshallah. What is this? Okay. All right. Any other questions? Last call for questions. Okay. Well, inshallah, guys, it's 11 o'clock now. I'm going to go ahead and log off. Pretty good questions you guys asked. You know, yes, make sure you order those books. Exactly. That's the book. Yeah, get volume 1. The Metcalcitic Tafsir, volume 1, and get volume 2, because we're almost done with volume 1. She said she really enjoyed the class today. Alhamdulillah, I'm glad you did. Yeah. Okay, guys, inshallah, I'm going to log out for tonight, and I'll see everybody here tomorrow. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum, everybody.